Welcome to Fourier sine and cosine integral problems. In this session we will discuss some problems from Fourier sine and cosine integral representation. First of all, we are going to solve this problem. Find the Fourier sine integral of f of x equal to sin x when 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to pi and 0 for all x greater than pi. So here we are going to use Fourier sine integral representation formula. By Fourier sine integral representation formula, the given function f of x can be written as continuous summation of sine functions, that is integral 0 to infinity b of omega sin omega x d omega. Here we have to find b of omega. The Fourier coefficient b of omega is given by 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity f of nu sin omega nu d nu. Here f of x is sin x, and so we replace f of nu by sin nu in the range 0 to pi. Here I put these two inside this integration. So we have integral 0 to pi 2 sin nu cos omega nu d mu. It is of the form 2 sin a cos b. 2 sin a sin b. 2 sin a sin b is equal to cos a plus b minus cos a minus b. 2 sin a sin b can be written in two form, either cos a minus b minus cos a plus b or minus of cos a plus b minus cos a minus b. Here I am using the first form, that is 2 sin a sin b is equal to cos a minus b, that is nu into 1 minus omega minus cos of a plus b, cos of nu plus omega nu, that is cos of 1 plus omega into nu. Now this is a sum. We can evaluate this integration without much difficulty. That is equal to 1 by pi into integral of cos is sine. So sine 1 minus omega nu divided by derivative of this expression with respect to nu, that is 1 minus nu, minus integral of cos is again sine of 1 plus omega nu divided by 1 plus omega. Limit varies from 0 to pi. When we put upper limit here, sine of 1 minus omega pi by 1 minus omega minus sine 0 by 1 minus omega. Sine 0 is 0, so we got sine omega pi by 1 minus omega, plus again when we put upper limit, we got sine 1 plus pi into omega, 1 plus omega into pi divided by 1 plus omega minus sine 0 0. Then we use the result sine a minus b. Sine a minus b is equal to sine a cos b minus cos a sin b. So whenever sine pi is there, it goes to 0. When we have cos pi, it goes to minus 1. So sine of 1 minus omega pi is equal to sine omega pi, and sine of 1 plus pi into 1 plus omega into pi goes to plus sine of omega pi. Here again I use the result, replace mu by pi, so sine of pi plus omega pi, sine of pi plus omega pi, that is in the third quadrant. In third quadrant, sine is negative, so this minus and that negative gives positive. Now we substitute multiply this numerator by 1 plus omega and this numerator by 1 minus omega. On simplification, we got 2 times sine pi omega divided by pi into 1 minus omega square. Here we can take either cross multiplication or LCM. Whatever process we are doing, we got 2 sine omega pi by pi into 1 minus omega. This is our b of omega. Substituting this b of omega in the place of Fourier integral representation, I got f of x equal to integral 0 to infinity 2 sine pi omega by pi into 1 minus omega square into sine omega x d omega. This is the required Fourier sine integral representation. Next problem is to find Fourier integral using this expression and show that integral 0 to infinity 1 minus cos pi alpha by alpha sin x alpha d alpha is equal to pi by 2 for 0 less than x less than pi, 0 for x greater than pi. Here we have to use Fourier integral, but here we have sine function, so we need Fourier sine integral representation. That is a hint. Here we have sine function, so we will apply Fourier sine integral representation, and so the right hand side is taken as f of x. So f of x equal to pi by 2 when 0 less than x less than pi and 0 for x greater than pi. Now using this f of x, I will write Fourier sine integral representation. By Fourier sine integral formula, f of x equal to integral 0 to infinity b of omega sin omega x d omega. We have to find b of omega, and b of omega is equal to 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity f of nu sin omega nu d nu. Here f of x is equal to pi by 2 and 0, and so we have non-zero values pi by 2, that is in the range 0 to pi. So this limit 0 to infinity changes to limit 0 to pi, and instead of f of x I choose f of nu, that is pi by 2. So integral 0 to pi by 2 sin omega nu d nu into 2 by pi. Now I can take this pi by 2 outside, so 2 by pi into pi by 2 gives 1, integral 0 to pi sin omega nu d nu. Integral sign is minus cos, so minus cos omega nu by omega ranges from 0 to pi. When I put the upper limit, I got sin omega pi minus sin omega pi. When I put 0, cos 0 is 1. So when we take minus common, I got minus of cos pi omega minus omega. Multiply using this minus into the bracket, I got 1 minus cos omega pi by omega. This is our b of omega. Substitute this b of omega in our representation. So f of x can be rewritten as integral 0 to infinity this 1 minus cos pi omega by omega sin omega x d omega. Now changing the side, I got integral 0 to infinity 1 minus cos omega pi by omega sin omega x d omega is equal to f of x. I rewrite f of x as pi by 2 when 0 less than x less than pi and 0 for x greater than pi. That is the required expression. Actually we need only the Fourier integral representation for the given f of x, Fourier sine integral representation of f of x. Next problem, almost similar. Using Fourier integral, prove that e raised to minus x cos x equal to 2 by pi into integral 0 to infinity x omega square plus 2 into cos omega x by omega raised to 4 plus 4 d omega. Here again in this integral there is a cos term presence, so we can apply Fourier cosine integral formula with this f of x as e raised to minus x into cos x. By Fourier cosine integral representation formula we have f of x equal to integral 0 to infinity a of omega cos omega x d omega, where the Fourier coefficient of a of omega is equal to 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity f of nu cos omega nu d nu. We have to evaluate this integral. Here f of x is e raised to minus cos x, therefore f of nu is e raised to minus nu cos nu. Rewrite this f of nu by e raised to minus nu into cos nu. Substitution. When we use this e raised to nu cos omega nu d nu, it's a product of 3 terms, we have to bring it into sum of 2 times, then only we can apply e raised to ax into cos bx like that. So I put this to inside this integral, so e raised to nu into 2 cos nu cos omega nu d nu within the integration limit 0 to infinity. We know 2 cos a cos b is equal to cos a plus b plus cos a minus b. So cos of a plus b, nu plus omega nu, that is 1 plus omega into nu, plus cos a minus b, cos of 1 minus omega into nu d nu. We multiply this time by time, e raised to nu into cos 1 plus omega into nu d mu plus e raised to nu into cos 1 minus omega nu d nu. 1 by pi is the common factor outside the integral. Then we use the result e raised to ax into cos bx in both the terms. So e raised to ax, here a raised to minus nu divided by a square plus b square. Here minus 1 is a, b is 1 plus omega. So 1 plus 1 square plus 1 plus omega the whole square into a into, here a is minus 1 into cos 1 plus omega nu as itself, plus b into, here in the place of b I have 1 plus omega, so 1 plus omega into cos 1 plus omega. Integral of course, that is sin 1 plus omega nu within the limit range 0 to infinity. When I put upper limit here, e raised to minus infinity, that is 0. When we put lower limit 0, e raised to 0 is 1. So 1 divided by 1 plus omega square into cos 0 is 1 here and sin 0 is 0. So minus into minus plus 1 by 1 plus omega the whole square. In the second time, we substitute the upper limit infinity. So we got e raised to minus infinity into this expression, that is 0, minus, when I put lower limit here, cos 0 is 1. So minus of minus plus 1 by, here the denominator is 1 plus 1 minus omega the whole square. Again cross multiplying this and simplification, we got this expression. 1 plus 1 minus omega the whole square, that is 1 square plus 1 square 2 minus 2ab, 2 into 1 into omega, minus 2 omega plus omega square, plus here also 1 square plus 1 square, 1 plus omega the whole square is 1 square, 1 square plus 1 is 2 plus 2 omega plus omega square. minus 2 omega and plus 2 omega get cancelled. 2 plus 2 4 minus 2 plus omega square 2 omega square. So we can take 2 outside. That is next step. 2 into omega square plus 2 divided by the denominator. This is of the form 1 plus omega square into 1 plus 1 minus omega square. Expanding this bracket and we got omega raised to 4 plus 4. So 2 into omega square plus 2 by pi into omega square omega raised to 4 plus 4. That is our a of omega. Therefore f of x equal to integral 0 to infinity a of omega into cos omega x d omega. A omega is 2 omega square plus 2 by pi into omega raised to 4 plus 4. Then changing the sides, we can write integral 0 to infinity as 2 by pi into integral 0 to infinity omega square plus 2 by omega square plus 4 cos omega x d omega is e raised to minus x cos x. That is our given function. That means we can express the given function in terms of a continuous sum of cos terms. That is our Fourier cosine integral representation. The next problem, we have to find out the Fourier integral, show that this expression is equal to this right side. For this problem we start from the right side. Here the integration is from x greater than 0. So integral 0 to infinity, this is our required f of x. That means taking f of x equal to pi e raised to minus x, or the right side as f of x. Then using Fourier integral representation, we can evaluate. This is the Fourier integral representation. From that expression I got this one. So start from f of x as the right side, then express that f of x in terms of Fourier integral. That's all. Here we have to show that this integral is equal to this expression. Here also in this integral sin omega x is present. So we have to express the right side function f of x as Fourier sine series sine integral representation. That's all. It's a hint, given it as a hint. Again in this expression, this integral with here omega is the variable, sin omega x is here. So again sin omega time is there, and so we have to apply Fourier sine integral representation with this right side as f of x. Here also in this expression cos omega x d omega is here, so it's a cosine integral representation with the right side as f of x. When we use f of x, here f of x is 0 when mod x greater than or equal to pi by 2, and it is non-negative only when 0 less than or equal to mod x less than pi by 2. That means x varies from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. This entire integration changes from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. But in the cos omega x, that is Fourier cosine integration, b of a of omega is equal to integral 2 by pi into integral 0 to infinity. So we take the only positive side, that means 0 to pi by 2. Here take positive side, that is integral 0 to pi by 2 f of x dx to find a of omega. Again we have to use Fourier integral representation with this as f of x. Here the integration is only for x greater than 0. That means a of omega is equal to 1 by pi integral 0 to infinity f of nu cos omega nu d nu. Here f of x is e raised to minus x. So f of nu is e raised to minus nu. Here Fourier cosine integral representation with this function f of x. Again Fourier integral representation, we have to find out a of omega and b of omega using this function. Then this is Fourier integral representation formula, keeping this f of x as of the function a square minus x square with 0 less than x less than a. That means the integration is from 0 to a. It's again a Fourier integral representation problem. So we apply Fourier integral representation with f of x equal to sin x when 0 less than x less than pi, and for 0, so x greater than pi it is 0. So integration range from 0 to pi, the other part is 0. Again it is Fourier integral representation. Here we have to find a of omega and b of omega. And a of omega is 1 by pi integral minus infinity to infinity. Here fortunately x varies from 0 to a, range x has a non-zero value. So integration range becomes 0 to a. F of nu is e raised to minus nu cos nu x nu omega into d nu, like that. So that's about the Fourier integral representation and this problem. Do these problems and be very well in doing integration. Okay, thank you.